Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning into 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, Kevin Durant said his days of trying to prove himself through basketball are done. He said, walking around with a chip on my shoulder is not my thing. I'm more relaxed in letting these days flow. I'm the best version of me. I don't need to prove who I am. I've been in it for too long. Kevin, this is a guy who is finally comfortable with himself.
All right, thanks, DA. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Aldridge.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup, we've got Malik Beasley. Towns is out there with James Johnson. And there's D'Angelo Russell, and it's Okogie in at the 3 slot. And for Brooklyn, we've got Durant, Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Griffin in at the power forward.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General Manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
Now, here is Russell. Kicks it out to Beasley. That 3 off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Pass to Irving. Launches a 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That's platinum level dime dropping right there by Harden. Such a smart passer. Gets us to his teammates on time and on target.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Now here's Johnson following the miss by Griffin. Johnson, the pass to Okogie. Pass to Towns. The reverse. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving. Shot clock at 5, and that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. 2 on the clock. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Here's Okogie, and Durant sends it back. Russell against Griffin. Nice D from Russell.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Beasley, the pass to Okogie. Russell against Irving. Russell kicks to Towns. Here's Okogie. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
Griffin dishes to Irving. The shot misses, and Minnesota will come the other way. Here's Okogie. Great D that time from Durant. The Nets have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Stops, pops. Here's Aldridge. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Boy, Aldridge using those long arms of his to corral that offensive rebound.
Here's Okogie. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Outside Irving. The pass to Harden. Outside KD. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
And Durant has just such a fluid release. Very efficient shooting the ball from that mid-range.
Russell against Irving. Russell kicks to Johnson. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Okogie for three. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
He's having a tough quarter scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
On the wing, Irving. He's guarded by Russell. Irving passes to Durant. A fader. Again, the Nets for two.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Now here's Johnson. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Rockets in Houston.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, just his effort level was off the charts.
You know, I love seeing players use the middle of the court. It just opens up your options, and for a guy like Russell, it gives him a lot of freedom offensively.
And stolen by Russell. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Count that bucket.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
You know, early in his career, there were questions surrounding D'Angelo Russell's maturity, and understandably so. That's the case with most young players. But of late, in his case, his improvement as a player and his growth as a person is impressive.
Now Russell. James Harden missing on the three. Now, here is Russell. He's coming off a 28-point game against Houston.
And he didn't take any plays off at the defensive end. I mean, he wound up with 4 steals on the night.
And beginning his career with the Lakers, coaches wanted Russell to take a more serious approach.
Yeah, you know what? I think his last year there, losing the trust of his teammates, probably woke him up a bit. Sometimes you got to go through the adversity to recognize what you need to change. It's not enough to just put up numbers. You've got to be a professional in how you go about your business, and plenty to like about where D'Angelo Russell is and where he's headed.
Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Well, I tell you, Russell looking very comfortable taking on aggressive defense and getting the job done. That's good focus on his part.
Now, here is Irving. He has 5. Aldridge dishes to Durant. Second shot opportunity. Good work there as it goes. Durant's got 6 points.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Here's Okogie. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, you got to give a lot of credit to Josh Okogie. I mean, he was the 20th pick in the 2018 draft and really well ahead of the curve as a rookie, and even saw starter minutes later on in the season. Well, that's a great get for them.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
The first one falls. And meteoric rises not uncommon for Okogie.
Yeah, and Okogie's done a really nice job kind of turning the impression of him around, because he wasn't highly touted in college, but I tell you what, he's proven to be an impact player because of how he can defend and shoot.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one's on Johnson.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Griffin. Well, Clark, there's nothing like opening night. Preseason in the rearview mirror. Now the games count for real. Terrific time.
Yeah, exciting for everybody, because hope springs eternal for all teams in the league after you get beyond preseason, and the games do count. They start calculating and documenting W's and L's.
And you think about the two best talents in Wolves history, KG, obviously, and probably Big Cat.
I would not disagree. I mean, KG is a Hall of Famer. The Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, has been terrific early in his career. The rebounding and scoring, the versatility at that size between those two guys, boy, it could have possibly been like the Admiral and Tim Duncan. Well, maybe not quite that good, but really good.
Towns, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Brooklyn.
A guy with the size and skill of Towns, Kevin, really hard to stop without fouling.
Minnesota shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. First free throw is good.
And you look at how Towns is so effective on offense, and it's because he really has the entire package for a big man. Back to the basket, facing up, playing outside or in, off the bounce or on the catch. This guy can do it all.
And Towns drops them both. And Greg, as you said, it's the skill level of Towns at his young age that is so incredible.
Very capable 3-ball shooter, but he likes backing you down on the block as well. You step back and look at what he can do for a team, and there aren't really any holes in his game.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone, really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Now, here is Harden. He's coming off a 37-point game against Golden State.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off him.
And here's Russell. James Harden getting it to go from deep. The 11-footer got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots. And it's Irving with the ball for Brooklyn. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
You know, for a team like the Nets building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Jordan's checked in.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for D'Angelo Russell. He had a strong showing last season. Put up about 21 points a game, 7 assists and 4 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passing.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
A Kogi misses.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Got a piece of it. And stolen by Russell. 5-on-3 break. Johnson surveying the floor. And Russell gets it to go on the assist by Johnson. And that's 11 points for D'Angelo Russell. In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Now here's Jordan. 5 to shoot. Here's Irving. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. For the Nets, they come into this one following a loss to the Warriors in San Francisco. Beasley kicks to Russell. The three. Blake Griffin pulls it in. Griffin's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Left side Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Now here's Beasley. Had a tough time getting anything going against the Rockets. He was a non-factor. Towns with the bucket. Towns has got 7 points.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
On the wing, Harden, or by Beasley. Fade away. Jordan inside. Towns on him. And another shot. That shot by Griffin, no good.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now, here is Russell. He's got 11. Towns, the pass to Russell. No good that time. Some solid defense there from Irving. Looking at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was a loss to the Rockets. Passes it to KD. Fades away. Again, the miss by KD. Minnesota in the lead. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Despite the wiry frame, taking it up strong inside, and D'Angelo will get free throws.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one falls. Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
Now, here is Irving. He's got 5. Here's Harden. Minnesota with the rebound. Towns has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's a Kogi. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Griffin's shot is good.
Yeah, how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
Russell kicks to Towns. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got 3 assists now in this one.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Harden, no good.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Here's Irving after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. High arcing shot, and there's the nice layup by Irving. Irving's got 7 points.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
And Russell gets it to go.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
Durant with it. 8 points for him. From deep. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And against one of the toughest offensive players in the league, they've been doing a great job shutting down James Harden. We've got more in store for you right after this. All-star big man Karl Anthony Towns is hungry to maximize his potential.
I want to be the best player who ever played, and I feel that I could do that. I think I have the God-given talent and the God-given abilities to make it happen. And I have total confidence in myself every single day. I wake up that I could be the greatest player who ever played. I know if I continue to put the work ethic in and continue to do all the little things I need to do, I could find myself in that conversation. But, you know, obviously I got to learn every single day and never take no days for granted.
His coaches, Greg, and teammates love hearing that.
And how can you not? I mean, that kind of drive is special. And with his tools and potential, hard to put a ceiling on just how good he can be.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
Well, the player and ball movement has been excellent. Finding space, operating in space, and when they've gotten open shots, they've knocked them down.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Ricky Rubio is out there with D'Angelo Russell. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Spellman in at the 4 slot. Free throw good from Harden.
And, you know, even though in today's game floor spacing is all the rage, the last 5 years the Wolves attempted the fewest threes in the league. And when they did shoot them, they didn't make very many of them.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, D'Angelo Russell was traded from the Lakers and, in his words, was kicked on the way out. And he's become an all-star in Brooklyn. Russell said, "It's a heck of an accomplishment. That respect from your peers, your coaches, other teams, it's a great feeling." And Kevin, given how it started for him in L.A., many remain shocked by Russell's rapid ascent.
Coming into his own, you're right, David. Thank you.
I like seeing Durant slam that one down. I mean, he's just powering it home thanks to that incredible position.
And that one's good. Towns. And on top of their troubles from range, the Wolves have also had trouble on the defensive glass.
Yeah, and if you can't rebound and you're not shooting it well, you've got to figure out who you're going to be. Your identity is in question. That's what the Wolves are trying to figure out. Who are we? What do we do well? How do we win? How do we succeed? To get to the next level, they've got to answer that question.
Here's Russell. Spencer Dinwiddie picking up that last basket. But they get it back. Spellman, nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Spellman's got his first bucket of the night. Dinwiddie against Rubio. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
Hey, the unselfishness there by Dinwiddie, you love it. He's all about doing what's best for the team.
Minnesota leading by 5. Outside, Russell. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Yeah, and it should help them increase their separation here. I mean, this has been an impressive offensive output.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 6. A shot missing.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively. And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Lobs it up for Jordan. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns.
And checking out some numbers here for Harris. Some last season stats for him. Averaged about 13 points a game last season. 4 rebounds and 2 assists. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. Bounce pass, Rubio. Now here's Culver. D right on him. For the 3. Rubio misses. Nets trail by 7. Here now is Dinwiddie. 23 points for him the last game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
Just 5 to shoot. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. Timberwolves leading by 7. Outside, Russell. Can he keep it going? And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. DeAndre Jordan third.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Rubio against Dinwiddie. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
This is what Rubio gives you. Effort combined with skill. Able to finish through contact.
Here is Harden. 6 points for him. Pass to Durant. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 5 assists tonight. The Timberwolves have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Now, here's Rubio. They lead by 7. Towns, no luck.
Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out.
Well, great to see KD back on the court. That heartbreaking moment where he went down in Game 5 of the 2019 Finals. Wow, so hard, Greg, to watch.
And KD clearly gave everything he had to try and win in the finals. Warriors fans appreciate his efforts. Softened the blow as he left for the Nets. The Warriors ownership already promising to retire Durant's number up in the rafters.
Brooklyn with the ball after the basket by Minnesota. Harden outside, takes the 3, and there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Timberwolves leading by 9. Now Culver. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Houston. And Durant sends it back.
And Durant isn't just a powerhouse on offense. He also has a great sense of timing for when to block shots.
Dinwiddie against Rubio. 6 on the shot clock. Lets the 3 fly. They get the rebound. Towns kicks to Rubio. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Rubio's got the lead up to 12 now for Minnesota.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Well, the hustle and the effort, the persistence, all of that paying off in a big way. And that's something that makes a coach smile.
Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past.
And Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. His production is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
One shot.
You know, no matter how you feel about James Harden, you've got to respect his love for the game. I mean, he absolutely lives and breathes basketball, and that passion has driven him to become the player he is today.
Pass to Towns. Shoots over KD. A rebound by the Nets.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's the floater. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And Clark, last year Harden was quoted in saying most players don't really love basketball.
Well, I don't know about most, that seems a bit extreme. Maybe he feels that they don't love it as much as he does, which certainly you could understand. But I can say that very few players have the drive and determination to improve their game the way Harden has. That's part of why he's been an MVP.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Checking out some numbers here for LaMarcus Aldridge. Coming off a terrific season. 18th in rebounding, 18th in blocks, and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And like you said, one of the better rebounders in the league last season. He displayed a tireless work ethic that I think really rubbed off on the team. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Dinwiddie. And Rubio kicks to Culver. On the pass to Towns. Over Durant. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Culver. 16 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
Tell you what, he has been feeling it, guys, and the best game plan right now, it's elementary. Just keep feeding him. Let him eat.
The three from Harden. Rebound, Minnesota.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first. And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Nets trail by 12. The dish to Jordan. Outside, KD. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Brooklyn making some changes. Griffin's checked in for Jordan. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for James Harden. James Johnson's checked in for Minnesota. Timberwolves leading by 12. Now, here's Rubio. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Houston.
And they were just struggling to stop him. They sent him to the line over and over, and the free throws were a big part of the game.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Here's Culver following the bucket by the Nets. Here's Spellman from outside off the mark. Here's Griffin. They get a hand on it. Johnson outside. Passes it to Spellman. Johnson kicks to Rubio. A floater in the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Nets passing it around. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Name some traits that make for a great team leader. You've been in that role. What did you like and embrace, and what have you seen from others?
Well, I think it starts with humility, a real sense of who you are and what your role is on the team as a leader, and then a really good example setting. I think those qualities are essential. Humility speaks to selflessness, but also being one that holds yourself accountable to.
First one falls for him. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Beasley's checked in. Both free throws good from Griffin.
And one thing the Wolves have done well over the past few seasons, taking care of the ball.
Yeah, you know, they squeeze it well. Low turnovers can be a double-edged sword, though. If you don't make many mistakes, maybe you're not being aggressive enough.
Pass to Dinwiddie. Outside Durant. Puts up a three. That shot misses. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. It's off to Oklahoma City for him after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. 7-game road trip continues for them. That'll be game number 3. Defended by Durant. Shot clock at 6. Here's Rubio. Rebounded by the Nets. Aldridge has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Griffin. Johnson with some nice D. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Minnesota. A 12-point game. Beasley outside. From deep three-point range, the rebound by KD. For Brooklyn, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter. A nice, efficient 50%. And that one's good. Griffin.
And that's just too easy. When Griffin gets to that area of the floor, expect him to finish.
Beasley, the pass to Spellman. Irving against Rubio. Kicks it out to Beasley. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Beasley's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The feed to Durant. And then Durant with the dunk.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Here's Spellman. He has 6. Dinwiddie covering. Wide open look. Rebounded by the Nets.
No excuses, none. I mean, with the defense non-existent, I mean, he has to connect from there.
Here's Irving. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. On the wing, Johnson. He's covered by Irving. Kicks it to Rubio. Fires from deep. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. That'll do it for the first half. Timberwolves lead by 11. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Karl Anthony Towns. Karl, you got some scoring going in that first half. What did you take advantage of?
I'm just finding spots, not chasing it, letting it come to me. Just using what my teammates give me.
Productive half so far, Karl Anthony. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It's Minnesota out in front at the half. They lead by 11. How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
Well, I don't know about you, Ernie, but I can see the work D'Angelo Russell has put into his game. Much more efficient these days. And guess what? He's a better leader. Tonight, he's done everything they've asked of him and more.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Brooklyn?
Well, the perimeter D is just too loose. I mean, there's no excuse for letting the team rain that many threes on you. And at that higher percentage, guys aren't fighting through screens. They're not staying with their shooters. They're not helping out. Just bad basketball on a defensive end. They've got to tighten it up on a high level in the second half.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been a clinic out there with D'Angelo Russell.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look that he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Griffin is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Aldridge in at the center. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson. Here's Okogie, guarded by Harden. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Mark, you were so good at such an early age in your basketball career. At what point did you personally realize just how far the game could take you?
You know, it really resonated with me, Kevin, I think at a summer basketball camp at Miami of Ohio, when some of the better campers, high school campers, were asked to play with the college guys at night. And then during pickup games in my hometown of Cleveland with some of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow and Mike Mitchell, and being able to compete somewhat with those guys at 15 and 16 years of age, and having them encourage me to keep going and that I'd have a chance to do what they were doing at the time, which was play pro ball.
And so he makes both from the line.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great, great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Misses the 3.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
And Durant sends it back. In transition, here come the Nets. Harden's got the ball. He can't get that one.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contributions.
Nets trail by 15. There's the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 6 assists here tonight.
1 triple for him in the first half. Now he's hit another.
Beasley, the pass to Towns. To the middle, here's Russell. The shot from the low post is good. Russell's got 22.
You know, we've seen a big jump from Russell in terms of his production. Now he's a legitimate scorer who can dominate a game with his offense.
Now here's Harden. He's got 12. That one goes. Count it. 10 points for Blake Griffin.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Russell with it. He's picked up by KD. Russell against KD. Here's Towns. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Harden. Pass to Griffin. To the paint. Here's Aldridge. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
You know, with all his post moves, Aldridge usually is able to trick the defense, but even when he doesn't, he'll still manage to finish through contact.
Durant against Towns. There's the pass to Okogie. Over Harden. Okogie misses.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Count that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Durant.
Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. You've just got to marvel at his greatness.
Now here's Beasley. Russell looking around. Back to Towns. Inside. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Griffin passes to Irving. Beasley with the steal. And now Minnesota on the fast break, moving it up, and then Johnson with the jam.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Now, here is Irving. He has 7, and that one's good by Aldridge.
Boy, that's a shot that Aldridge loves. I mean, he's always comfortable in those catch-and-shoot situations.
Russell finds Towns. To the inside, stolen by Durant. One-on-one fast break. Here's Harden, and the layup's good off the glass. Harden's got 5 points in the quarter. And the Timberwolves with possession here. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Down low, and it's sent back by Irving, and he recovers it. Nets trail by 9. Harden with it. 14 points for him. Feeds to Irving. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Towns has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. To the middle, Johnson. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
Exactly what you want from your point guard. Nice dime to the open teammate by Russell.
Irving up top from deep. Harden. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Harden's got 17 now.
Defensively, there was a lack of aggressiveness, and it really made it easy for him to knock that shot down.
And the last few years, Karl Anthony Towns getting a rap as a bad defender. Clark, do you think that's fair to say?
You know what, Kevin? I don't think it's as fair as it once was. He's not nearly the defensive liability he used to be. He's better defensively one-on-one, and I think he's improved in his ability to switch and rotate on smaller players.
Shoot 2.
He throw good, Russell.
You know, D'Angelo Russell, to his credit, made the most of the move to Brooklyn. You know, he was dumped by the Lakers in 2017 in a trade to create cap space and ended up being selected to his first All-Star game in 19.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Jordan's checked in. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
A nice shot by Katie.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Minnesota leading by 7. Here's Okogie. He's got 10. Beasley outside. Griffin with the steal. He feeds it to Harden. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Harden. Harden's got assist number 7 for him tonight. And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Towns is doubled. 16 feet away. Kevin Durant with the rebound. Durant's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And here's Harden for 3. Tries again. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Griffin.
Yeah, and no one's ever questioned the desire. Griffin using his strength and explosiveness to make good on the second chance opportunities.
Minnesota calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Tubig ka, baka ano. Ano ba? Hindi makita yung nangalap ko.
And let's take a look at Karl Anthony Towns' numbers. He's coming off an excellent season. 7th in rebounding, 9th in blocks, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
He was a top 10 rebounder last season for good reason. He's an incredibly intense guy to compete with. And for a full game, too. I mean, just nonstop. Now here's Beasley. Back to Russell. Just 5 on the clock. Passes it to Okogie. Tries a 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Griffin's got 7 rebounds in the game.
After hitting 1 3 in the first half, he's been unable to dial in from deep since then.
Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut to just 1 point on the basket from Irving.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yes, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Shots are just flowing to him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Here's Irving after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Harden right side. Jordan dishes to Irving. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Irving's got the game tied up here for Brooklyn. Here's Beasley. Knocked loose. To the inside. Russell, no good. The 3 from Harden. But they recover it. Lobs it up for Jordan. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
The Timberwolves have gone 7 for 16 the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Pass to Okogie. Here's Towns. Bank shot, no good. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see.
Oh, are you kidding me? And Harden, absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
Pass to Okogie. Floats one up. He's off on that one. Nice D from Griffin. Nets leading by 4. He dishes it to Harden. Another miss by Harden. Minnesota shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Johnson, the pass to Towns. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Towns has got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, you know, the energy, the hustle, the length and reach. Towns using it all to perfection when he attacks the offensive glass.
And it's good for 2. 16 points for Kyrie Irving.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And the Timberwolves call time here. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
Well, you know, he's destroying them right now, guys. This defense has to make an adjustment to try and cool him off.
Ricky Rubio checked in for Beasley. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Take a look at Harris. He's absolutely deadly from outside.
And getting that spot at the top of the list was such a huge accomplishment. What a year it was for him from behind the arc.
Russell against Irving. Russell kicks to Johnson. Rubio outside, down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep, and no good. The Nets go the other way with it. Harden inside the three-point line. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. And now a 6-point Nets lead. Russell against Irving. Russell passes to Towns. It's blocked. Here's Harden on the wing. Hits it from three-point range. Harden's got the lead up to 9 now for the Nets. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle splits for the Nets.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And here's Rubio. James Harden getting it to go from deep.
And the young Timberwolves head coach, Ryan Saunders, son of former Minnesota coach Flip Saunders, about as great of a pedigree you could ask for as a young coach.
Well, guys, you've heard me talk about the DNA when it relates to players. It's the same with coaches. I mean, Ryan has grown up seeing his dad coach at a high level, the late Flip Saunders, one of our favorites in the business. He spent his whole life around basketball, so he has a great way with players and a real good understanding of the game to a modern-day approach for a young coach. And, you know, with all due respect, hey, that's a mistake by the defense. You want to close off the lane and force Rubio to shoot from outside.
Now, here is Irving. 16 points for him. Harden's shot is off. Timberwolves trail by 9. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
To the left wing. Jordan against Towns. Jacks up a 3, and it's Rubio. That time on the assist by Russell. 12 points for Ricky Rubio.
Tell you what, Kevin, I mean, the best way to spread out this defense is for Rubio to hit a few more of these.
The 3 from Harden. Buries it from three-point range. And the Nets lead by 9.
Go Rio. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Timberwolves trail by 9. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. They've got Ricky Rubio. He's out there with D'Angelo Russell. Towns is out there with Culver. And it's Spellman in at the 4. Russell. Towns wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Nets leading by 6. Harris.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Kevin Durant's checked in for the Nets. Throw good, James Harden. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
6 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan.
Clearly the defense could have been better there, guys, but he also needs to convert that.
Timberwolves trail by 14. From down in the low post, it goes.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Dinwiddie with it. Guarded now by Rubio. And Durant, here we go.
Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
Towns, no luck. Brooklyn leading by 14. Durant down low. Banked in off the glass. KD's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high, makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
Towns, no luck.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Dinwiddie drives in. Harden, that one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 4 assists now tonight.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Durant with a wide open look. Great positioning on the putback. And the Nets lead by 20.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Now, here's Rubio. Clark, there are a lot of factors a free agent puts into selecting the new team that he goes to. Talk about the factors that aren't basketball for these free agents.
Well, I think you could see some of them if you gave it some thought, Kevin. You think about a market size, nightlife for some guys is important, business opportunities when you think about places like Silicon Valley or New York or Los Angeles. Season of life for the individual player in terms of his family and where he might want to reside after he's done playing. So there are a number of different things that contribute to free agents making moves from one team to the next.
Now, did you have family, Clark, when you played your last couple years in the NBA?
We were without children, but it was Rosie and I. We've been married 4 years, and then our family started right after I retired.
Brooklyn leading by 17. Here's Harden. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Harden's got 43 points.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
Now Culver. That shot, no good. Jordan with some nice D. And so it's Durant with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Harden's shot is off. Rubio against Harden. Rubio outside. Passes to Towns. For the 3. Shot clock reset for the Timberwolves. Guarded by Jordan. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Brooklyn leading by 19. Here's Dinwiddie. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 15 rebounds here tonight. Guarded by Harden. Towns high post. To the paint. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. And a quick look at how the Minnesota Timberwolves schedule is shaping up. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs.
And guys, one thing about road trips like this one, they'll be seeing this as a chance for the team to come together. It might be a bit of a silver lining for a trip that doesn't always provide a lot of success.
And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Brooklyn making some changes. Blake Griffin comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And Irving subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Timberwolves trail by 19. Rubio looking around. Pass to Okogie. Trying to find Rubio. He's got it now. And good that time. Rubio's got 13 points here in the second half alone. Nets leading by 17. Now here's Durant. Right side Aldridge. Clock is at 3. To the inside and taken away by Johnson. Pass to Okogie. Down low. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Showing determination inside. Towns absorbs the contact and gets the whistle.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 seconds.
The free throw drops for Towns.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, Greg, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
Russell, he's checked in for Minnesota. And Towns drops them both.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Timeout called the Nets.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
The presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden.
And his performance has been a jaw dropper. It must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. Here's Aldridge. Irving passes to Aldridge. Over Johnson. Offensive rebound. Nice hit again.
And it is absolutely remarkable watching Harden draw contact. So effortless, so crafty, and so consistent in putting the defense in a bind.
Free throw good from Harden. And both free throws good for James Harden. Timberwolves trail by 17. The pass to Okogie. Here's Towns. That one's not going to go. Great D that time from Durant. Irving with the ball. He's picked up by Russell. And then Durant with the jam.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through.
And that's an alley-oop that'll be loop to loop all day long on the highlight reel.
Here's Okogie. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. 6 to shoot. Okogie, the pass to Russell. From deep three-point range, Brooklyn with the rebound. There's 1:47 left to play here in the fourth. Harden left side. Over Beasley. Harden, no good. Timberwolves trail by 19. Pass to Okogie. Now here's Beasley. Mark, you and I are amazed at how the global interest of the NBA has just gone through the roof. The league has made a lot of right moves, I think, in this era.
They sure have, Kevin. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the international reach through what coaches in this country have done in teaching the game and promoting the game. Not just coaches, but players as well. I think there's something about the game of basketball that just really transcends cultures. The pace of the game, the personality of the players, the creativity of the game, all of that lends itself to being so popular globally.
Russell with it. He's picked up by KD. Back to Towns. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Towns has got 31.
Beast mode in the painted area. Karl Anthony Towns. Hard to match up with him. His size and skill set, top level.
Now here's Aldridge. Harden draws the double. Back to Aldridge. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. And the Nets lead by 21.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Irving against Russell. And they double up Russell. The Timberwolves working the ball around them. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is. That's a tough shot.
One shot.
Five seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one.